If you've ever had your mayonnaise freeze and break like this, then this video is for you. I'm guessing you usually throw it away, but I'm going to show you how you can turn that mess into valuable recipes. If you're new here, hi there, I'm Stella. I'm a food scientist and I love experimenting with recipes and using simple science to make cooking easy and relatable. If that's your kind of vibe, subscribe to the channel and come join the family. The first recipe we'll be making is this insanely crispy crackers. Into a bowl, add in 1 cup of well-sifted flour, half teaspoon of salt, and half cup of the broken mayonnaise. Now the oil in the separated mayonnaise is going to act as the perfect batter replacement. Combine everything well, and at first it's going to look a little rough, but slowly add in water until everything comes together into this beautiful dough. For me, that was about 4 tablespoons, but you can adjust that based on the texture of your dough. From here, transfer the dough to a flat surface, knead it briefly and roll it out flat. Now here I'm going to sprinkle a generous amount of sesame and chia seeds on both sides of the dough and roll them right into the dough to add in some texture and also a nutty flavor. Now come to think of it, why the mayonnaise actually separates when it goes frozen? Well, mayonnaise is an emulsion. Think of it as oil and water being held together with the help of egg yolk. So now when mayonnaise freezes, ice crystals literally breaks that delicate structure, resulting in a total separation. And once that happens, unfortunately, you can't break it back into its previous texture. But the ingredients are still high quality fats and proteins, which means you can bake with them or add them to your food, just like we are doing in this video. Now back to the recipe, go ahead and trim the edges just to get a very nice square dough, and from there cut the crackers into your desired shapes. Here I'm going in for the classic shapes, and to do this I'll first make about 6 vertical lines and then cut across them horizontally. If you're still watching this video at this point, why don't you hit the like button? Thank you so much. There's a way to poke some holes into these crackers. This process generally is called docking, and what it's going to do is that it's going to allow steam escape so that the crackers stay crispy and flat instead of puffing up like balloons. Once you are done, go ahead and bake this. In this case, I'm using an air fryer and I'm going to do this at 150 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes until they turn golden and crispy. But then with an oven, you can do this at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes roughly. While that was baking, I went ahead and made another batch, the same recipe, but then in this case, I added in some paprika, oregano, and dill for some extra flavor. And the lovelies, look at what we have here. These look absolutely amazing. Would you even believe if I told you these crackers were made from separated mayonnaise? I really doubt it. And just hear that now. That is literal perfection, and these don't just look good, lovelies, they also taste absolutely amazing. Try it and let me know your thoughts. The next recipe we are going to make is this rich flavorful vegetable sauce. In the bowl, you're going to add in some cut tomatoes, fresh paprika, and carrots. Sprinkle on some salt and also drizzle some of the oil from the separated mayonnaise. Mix everything up and transfer this into the air fryer. That is what we're going to use for the roasting. But then before I roast this, I forgot to add in some onions. I'll go in with that, mix it up a bit, and go ahead and roast this for roughly 15 to 20 minutes until the vegetables are soft and caramelized. Once they are ready, I'm going to transfer everything into a blender, add in a little more of the broken mayonnaise and blend it into a thick, smooth paste. Lovely, just look at that vibrant color here. The sauce is already coming together beautifully. Now to build more flavors, I'm going to heat up a bit more of the mayonnaise oil in the pan and saute some garlic and ginger. Once that is ready, I'm going to pour in the blended vegetables, rinse the blender into the pan and allow that simmer for a bit. To this, I'm going to add in some chili pepper, spices, and a little extra salt just to round everything up. Allow that simmer for a bit until all the flavors come together and your vegetable sauce is ready. This recipe is pretty simple and it just tastes absolutely amazing. I paired this up with the flatbreads I'm going to share next, and it was really a chef's kiss. Also, I went ahead and made some spaghetti with the sauce. I'm going to share that in a later video, okay? So watch out for that. Finally, lovelies, we're going to make this rich flatbreads. Into a bowl, add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a half teaspoon of salt. Give everything a quick mix and go in with half a cup of the broken mayonnaise and stir everything together. It will look crumbly from the beginning, but gradually add in water until everything comes together into a smooth dough. Knead the dough for a few minutes to develop the gluten, then let it rest for 15 minutes. So this process will relax the gluten and make it easier to roll later. After 15 minutes, go ahead and cut your dough into 6 pieces and roll them into balls. For each ball, I'm going to roll it out to get a flat dough. And to know that my dough is thin enough, I make sure that at least I can see the reflection of my hands underneath the dough. And generally, the thinner your dough, the lighter your bread is going to be. Next, we're going to toast these in a dry pan. No oil needed at this point. Go ahead and cook this until they puff up and get those golden brown spots. Unfortunately, in this case, mine didn't really puff up as much as I hoped, and if you're an expert, let me know in the comments what you think might have gone wrong. Once these are cooked, make sure to wrap them in a clean towel to keep them soft and pliable. Now, even though my flatbreads did not really puff up as much, they were actually very rich and really tasted so good. So was this recipe a miss or pass? I don't know. I think this is somewhere in between. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So there you have it, lovelies. 3 amazing recipes from one unfortunate circumstance. Now you know that your broken mayonnaise isn't waste, it's just separated and can be used in several other recipes. Now if you have soybean pulp or okara and you don't know how to use it, go watch this video because in this video I made some amazing snack recipes with okara. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!